There's it. There he is. Man, they're down deep on that spot. Coming up. A small guy. But they are down, I mean off deep on it. So look how white. Man, they're deep. I mean, we're here, the water's starting to cool down. And this is before the set of winter. And boy, they're down there deep. Boy, look at them follow them in. Had 3 or 4 came in with that school. Let me back off of it here just a little bit. We done got in tight. Look at the shad on it. That shad right along bottom. That is so cool. I love deep cranking. You know, this lake, there's another one. There's one right there. You know, this lake is known for offshore deep structure fishing. And throughout the years, just absolutely big fish have been caught. Little guy. As we talk about big ones, got off. But this place is just, it probably revolutionized it, you know, with Tom Mann here and the, you know, the deep diving 20 plus and the 30 plus that came along 30 years ago. You know, this is really where it all started. You know, and David Fritz coming over here and winning so much, and all of the guys that specialized in deep cranking. Good friend of mine, Bobby Patchett, just really learned offshore fishing and how to use the depth finders and the term fishing ledges. This is really where it all started, right here. We were here the same time of year in a BASS in a Southern Open. I don't know, probably 2005, 2006, and I deep cranked that entire tournament and just almost won it, finished second in it. And this just, every time we come here, this is my absolute favorite way to fish, is to get them going on a big deep diving crankbait. You know, one of the cool things about that Bassmaster tournament we had here, it was this time of year, it was in November, so you think about that. But probably for me in my career, one of the coolest things is where I met my producer, Mike Johnson. And he's really the heartbeat of Timmy Horton Outdoors. He's the one with all the ideas and the creativity that puts it together. And we actually met, we drew out. Mike's a big time fisherman. And he was fishing in that event, and we drew out and met for the first time that day. And just got to know each other. And he was a custom home builder by trade. And here's one. And when we really got into it, and we started talking about doing this show, we just got dialed in on it together and kind of put a dream together, and it just happened. Well, that's a real little one there. Little ones grow up to be big ones, though. This may be a spotted bass. It is. This is another new thing that's happening on Lake Eufaula, spotted bass. And they get bigger than this. There's some decent ones in here, but I got better be careful on some of these ledges. Them big stripers down there. But that was cool that Mike and I met at that event, and now we work together 12 months out of the year filming Timmy Horton Outdoors. So a lot of cool memories for me here at this lake. And we had another season. We were going into Angler of the Year. This was a few years after I had won Angler of the Year, and at the end of the year, we were battling it out. It was myself and Larry Nixon and Davey Height. And Davey actually ended up winning. He had a great tournament here. I think he finished 3rd or 4th. And I think Nixon finished 2nd in Angler of the Year, and I finished 3rd. So just a lot of really neat memories at a lake, and what I call the Wrigley field of bass fishing. I mean, Lake Point State Park, if you've never been here, has some of the coolest cabins and one of the best launch facilities you'll see. And with this hydrilla coming on this lake and what these ledges are still producing, this lake has a bright future. Oh man, hung up. You know, I got 2 different systems. I got my money pole in a rod locker, which we need to get out. And I've also got this here. The first deal that I try is this cliff pace hammer drop. The cool thing about it is all the weight's on the bottom, so it gets below the lure and actually gets it free. I'm gonna show you guys the tip on how to do that. Before you drop it down, get on your trolling motor and get past where it's hung up at. If this doesn't get hung, then I get the money pole out, hook it on the line, and drop it down. But what happens when you get past it, you're popping it at a different angle from where it ran in and got hung. And then that gets below it. You can actually feel it go down until it hits it. There it comes. And what happens is, it actually, as you can imagine, this thing's sliding down the line and it gets below that, so the weight is below it and it pops it free and gets it loose.